Hello, and welcome back to John R. Prospecting. We just got back from Thermal City, our second trip there. This was during July 4th holiday. We met a whole bunch of awesome people there. I got there a couple days early and hung out with Scott Sharp and Brewers Prospecting. PA and Wrench were there. Little Time Mining was there. Empty Pan was there. I met WK Prospecting. And of course, JP and Mrs. JP and the Bulldogs were there. Chef V showed up for a little bit, for a day. D3 Prospecting was there as well. It was a fun time hanging around with everybody. Great time as always. And as you guys could see here, we have 9 buckets of material. We have some from Box Creek. We have some from the Trommel. We got some from the river upstream from Thermal on Thermal's property. We have some of that. The only thing is I did not bring a stream sluice, and I had to use Brewers Prospecting's stream sluice. So thank you very much for letting me use it. So let me show you what we brought home. We have a nice deep, and I mean very deep. This fits inside of a 5-gallon bucket. It is kind of tight. I may grind this little bit down right here because that's what goes inside the bucket. But it's not too bad. It's been wearing out slowly but surely. But this is a 1/2-inch classifier, and it's a nice deep one. I was using JP's on the beach back in May when I was running the Piglet on the beach. And that was just to catch all of the finer material that came off the back of the hopper, just so I could rerun it. I mean, you never know. So, can't remember how much this was. I think like $25 maybe. I mean, I need a classifier, so we had to get one because I didn't bring any this time. So we got that. Again, we met WK Prospecting. If you haven't already, please check them out as well. The Empty Pan. Here's his stickers and poker chip. Please check out the Empty Pan if you haven't already. I'll leave links for their channels as well. Chef V was there. He brought us some Mercury Cons Patered from the Urari, North Carolina. This is going to be interesting to go through. I've never gone through anything with mercury in it. There could be some mercury in my stuff from Box Creek. I will not know until I start panning it out. So, but there's probably mercury in here, so you got to be very careful with this. We got to use a different pan, different snuffer bottle, and then we have to write on it saying mercury gold, because if I put regular gold in that snuffer bottle, and then if I start drying it, the mercury will eat up all the gold. So, and then I'll have to get a retort and get the mercury off the gold. So we got to be careful with that. We got our pay dirt from Wrench. So we got another bag of pay dirt to go through. Here's the dirt. So that'll be interesting to see what's in there. Thank you very much, Wrench. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So July 4th, the day that we went over to the Lucky Strike gold mine, they were having a bunch of tents there with, I do know Carolina Prospectors was there. The guy from the Catawba GPAA was there, and a few other vendors was there. I stopped at a booth from Up the Creek Prospectors, and they were actually selling gold nuggets. So I was like, I want something kind of big, nothing too small. You know, I wanted something over 5 grams, and I don't want it smooth. I want it kind of rough. And yeah, so I saw this nugget and I put it off to the side. I'm like, oh, I really like that nugget. So let me show you the nugget. Here it is. Very nice and rough. I do like the way how this looks. I forgot where he said this gold could be from. There's like, I don't know, California, Alaska, Africa, a whole bunch of places he was saying. Alaska, the Yukon. But he doesn't know exactly. But that's where he's been getting gold from. So, very nice little nugget there. Very cool. So now, this gold nugget, believe it or not, it weighs 5.77 grams. I have not actually weighed it up, believe it or not. So, this is what the guy wrote down, 5.77 grams. And I'm like, man, that's going to be at least a $600 and some nugget. I'm not going to be able to pay for it, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to have to get something smaller. But when I saw the price for this nugget, I had to get it. Let me show you the price. Yeah, you see that right. $490 for a 5 3/4 gram gold nugget. So if you guys wanted to check these guys out, give them a call. They are out of North Carolina. There's their phone number. They do buy gold as well. They are up the creek prospecting with Jack and Donna Walter. Their phone number 570-267-4473. Check them out. You all could pause it, take a screenshot of it if you haven't, or if you need to. You could also buy some gold from them. Email them and see what they say, or call them. So that's where I got this gold nugget from. Very cool meeting them as well. Brewers Prospecting was also selling some nuggets. And you know me, I had to buy some more gold. So we got this little nugget from him. This is a 1.9 gram nugget. Nice and rough. Again, I wanted something rough and kind of chunky. So we got this 1.9 gram nugget from Brewers. Thank you very much. So there's that one. Here's another little picker / nugget. I forgot what this thing weighs. I think this one is like a 0.3, but it's nice and rough, not smooth. So that's a 0.286 gram nugget. And this one is, there's no weight on it, but it's not smooth. It's not, it's not, yeah, like it's rough like I want. Very cool. So that is awesome. So we got those from Brewers Prospecting. And if you guys haven't seen the video already, we found an awesome gold specimen Saturday, the day before we left, on the trommel. Let me show it again. I was shaking when I saw this. You know, let me get this thing wet really quick and show you better. For some reason, the gold, it shows up better when it's wet. So here's like 10 pieces of gold right here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's another piece there. There's another speck of gold. And we got a few more, here. There's 2 little ones right there. There's another one there. And there's a couple more right there. On this side, we got one right there. We got one right there. And we got one right there. Got another one right there. A tiny one right there. And I think that might be it. Let me double check. There was only 5 on this side. So I believe that is all of them. But this is the type of quartz you want to look for when you're out on the creek or at a hard rock mine. You want to see that nice black, reddish colored quartz. I was shaking when I saw this, and as I'm pulling it out, that's what I saw. And I'm like, no, come on, dude. No, that's mica. Come on. Come on, that's mica. I kept rubbing it and rubbing it and rubbing it, and it's still gold. So I'm looking around for anyone. I didn't see nobody. So it was like, okay, it's crazy. Oh my God, I couldn't believe I found that. So the day that I found that, I had it in this bucket because this was the day that I found that specie. So I cannot wait to go through this material and see what else we got in here. So looks like a rose quartz rock here. Very cool. So this is going to be interesting going through. I cannot wait. Actually, no, I lied. This was Sunday's run on the trommel, I believe. I thought I put the specie in a bucket. I don't remember now. What? Anyways, it's either this one, which I think this is Sundays, and I have Saturdays back here, I believe. So let's show you guys the buckets we brought home. So we got there on a Tuesday. This was a half a bucket of material from Box Creek Brewers, and Scott Sharp and I, shortly after I got there, I'm like, all right, where are we going? Let's go to Box Creek. Went over to Box Creek because that's where Sharp and Brewers have been running some material down their sluices, and I said, let's go. So we went over there. Again, I did not have a sluice. Brewers Prospecting let me run a bucket down his sluice. So I'm digging. I did show you guys a video on that, I believe. Check that out. It was our first day there. So this was one bucket of material classified 1/2 inch or minus down, maybe not even a full bucket, like half, maybe 3/4 of a bucket, down Jeff Brewer's stream sluice. So that's one of the days. I believe that was the day we had that storm as well. So now we're going to Wednesday. This is 2 cleanups with the Gold Hog matting. So this is Wednesday. Me and Scott Sharp went over there to Box Creek Wednesday. That's when we made the pathway down to the river. And because if not, we were walking, we would have to go upstream quite a bit. And that water got kind of deep. It was like waist deep in certain areas from dredges. I didn't feel like doing that. I mean, we had a walkway straight across the river from us, so it was a lot easier doing that than going back down the river a little bit and then up the creek bank and then walking right where we were, basically. So Scott Sharp and I made a pathway down to the river, and that's how we were getting our stuff in and out. So this was Wednesday, 2 cleanups with the Gold Hog matting. So that was Wednesday at Box Creek. I really cannot wait to go through this stuff. So cannot wait. That's why I'm doing this, so it could start drying, so I could start going through this and show you guys some gold. Thursday, we went upstream from Thermal City. That's the day that I met WK Prospecting. Scott Sharp, Brewers, and I went upstream from Thermal on Thermal's property, and we started classifying some buckets and running it down our stream sluices. So this was 2 buckets classified down the sluice, and then this was the last bucket on Thursday. Me and Scott Sharp actually dug this material underneath a humongous boulder. I ran it down the stream sluice. I did not check it or anything, so I'm not too sure if there's going to be gold in this or not. I don't know. Something I'd like to know, because I don't even know if I found any gold that day, to tell you the truth. But I want to see if there's gold in here, so that's why we left it separate, because this was the last bucket we ran Thursday. That was Thursday. Then you got Friday. And Friday, you have right here. So this is Friday. Me and Scott Sharp, Brewers, went back to Box Creek, and Scott Sharp was dredging with the Raptor. I had my Piglet. I believe this was the day I got the Raptor delivered at the house. And I'm like, oh man, I could have just had it delivered at Thermal City knowing that. So we split up the mat. This was Friday. This was the top mat. This is the Gold Hog matting. And then this is Friday, the bottom mat. So the only reason why I split them is because I want to see if I was running the high banker good. If there's gold in the bottom mat, that means that there's something I'm doing wrong, whether the pitches aren't set right, the flow of the water, something isn't set right. So I need to see if there's gold in this one, and if there is, then I got to figure something else out. So this was Friday. Awesome times. Brewers was actually hanging out with WK that day. He was dredging with them. So this was Saturday. This was the day I found the Specie. So this is first 2 loads on Trommel. So this is Saturday, and the first 2 loads on the Trommel. So this is going to be good. We ran these 2 loads fairly quick. And then we got the Trommel running again after we did that clean out. And this was the day we found the Specie. So the specimen was actually in here. I took it out. And let's show you guys the material. There is material in every single one of these buckets, just like that, with a little bit of water in it. So this was, look at all that black sand in there. It's just loaded with black sand. But we are going to start panning this out. We are going back to Thermal City for the JP Bash AU-versary. I cannot wait for that. So I'm going to write on this before I forget. I believe this is Saturday Specie. So there we go. I wrote on it Saturday second run Specie. I believe that's what this bucket is. If not, this is Sunday's cleanup, and then this is Saturday's second run with the Specie. So there we go. I could probably figure out what is which. And then this one, here we go, is the 5-gallon bucket of cans from the last day on the Trommel. So very cool. Awesome times for sure. So glad we went, and I cannot wait to go again at the beginning of October, and actually at the end of the month. Hopefully by the time you guys see this video, it'll be like within a few days of me going back to thermal. So that'll be fun. I will be showing more videos from there as well. So stay tuned for more videos. Probably everybody that was there in July are going to be there again in October. And hopefully a lot more people will be there too. This is for the JP Bash AU-versary. It'll be my first Bash AU-versary. It'll be my first time going to that. I've heard a lot of good things about it. And it's at thermal. You can't complain about going to a gold mine and finding gold. So this time, when we go to Thermal City, we are going to have the Raptor Flare 2.0. Yes, we finally got it. We got it put together. This is actually just the instructions of how to put it together. But we finally got it. It is put together. We will be bringing the Raptor to Thermal City. So I cannot wait to get this high banker out there on the river. I'm not too sure if I'm going to go back to Box Creek. If I don't have Nugget, I will go back to Box Creek if people want to go. But if I have to bring Nugget, then I'll probably stay mostly at Thermal. And that's just because it's kind of colder there, and I don't want Nugget getting sick from being in the water. So if I do bring him, maybe we'll see what happens. I'm hoping the babysitter will be able to watch him. So yeah. Here's the gold so far that I've cleaned up from the first trip at Thermal City. I can't wait to fill this jar up. I think this is like 1.5 ounce jar. I think the jar that's a little bit smaller than this, it's like maybe that tall, is the ounce jar. So we got that to fill up. And as you guys could see here, we got North Carolina, Thermal City Gold Mine 2025. I thought I wrote Gold and Gem Mine. So yeah. So stay tuned for some more videos from Thermal City, from the Bash AU-versary. Those will be coming up here very soon. Same thing with shorts. Check those out as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Check out our Patreon page. I always have a link below in the description. Check that out as well. And yeah, so thank you all for watching. Until the next one, be safe, be well, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.